Now, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board's results for this year have been released. The board conducts entrance exams for prospective undergraduates into universities. Over 1.9 million students took the exam this year. More than 1.4 million scored below the pass mark of 200. That's an overwhelming 76% of students failing the examination this year. Only 0.4%, that's about 8,400 candidates, achieved scores of 300 and above. The results have again thrown Nigeria's failing education sector in the spotlight.
Well, the Registrar of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, joins us now in the studio. Thank you, Professor. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We've just seen the numbers of the results from this year's UTME. That's a noticeable concern when it comes to our education sector. What can you tell us about the outcome of this year's results and how this shows, or what this shows in our secondary school education?
Thank you very much. It shows that our secondary school education is improving. Let me thank you for having me. You see, assessment is a very serious matter. And you have used some terminologies that I was shocked. You talk of pass, you talk of fail. We don't have such terminologies in ranking examination. There is no pass, there is no fail. Indeed, the result this year is the best in the last 3 years. You see,
I want us to take that again.
The result that you are talking about is the best at least in the last 3 years. But I would say one of the best in the last 10 years that we have had. You see, assessment is a serious business. When we are talking of educational assessment, the purpose of the examination determines the type of result, the format of the result. If you can cast your mind back to when you were in primary school, nobody is talking about credit. They say second position, first position, 10th position, 15th position, and so on and so forth. And it was when we got to even when you were in secondary school, by the time you are still taking the same subject, all the members of the class, it will just be ranking you as your position within the group you belong to. But when you start, some taking mathematics, some taking history, some taking, then you are not taking the same subjects. That's when the individuality will come in the class. People are talking about the result this year being bad. If anything is bad, not today. Things may have been bad before. The result last year, those who scored 50% and above last year was 23%. Year before was 22%. So 24% is an improvement over that. But what caught attention is that this year we gave you a format. In the past, we gave you what we call belt result. That is, we have been telling you, between 250 and 300 is this score. Between 200 and 250 is this score. Between 200 and is this. This is what we have been giving you. But this year, we decided to give you cumulative so that you can know. So, and that was when it got the attention of people. So, this is what we have been facing. In our examination, in UTME examination, there is no pass, there is no fail. And indeed, the examination is not meant to determine who will pass or who will fail. The purpose of the examination is to rank all available candidates, because what makes us to be calling, to be making, writing or testing the candidate is the fact that the supply is less than demand. Because even if you score 400 over 400, if you do not have 5 credits, you are going nowhere. So it is not UTME that places the candidate into the institution. It is the 5 credits. It's just like I've always been saying it. It's just like somebody who wants to go to Lagos or to somewhere, and you have 4 spaces in your car, and you have 10 children. Who are your children? Each of them is qualified to be in that car. Then you give them a test that the first 4 will go with me. So somebody scores 9, somebody scores 5, one scores 4, one scores 2. Do you get it? And others have 1.
Okay.
So you take the first 4, 5, 9, 5, 4, 2. So there is no room for, you can't say, oh, because the person scored 2/10, he has failed. Which failure? Because the purpose of the examination is to rank them, not to determine. You have forgotten that if you are studying geography, for instance, at school start level, you will have taken examination in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and even at the final year, you take paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and that will be added with your continuous assessment before you can say you have credit. But this one is one chance examination.
Well,
Yes.
I think that's another good way to look at it. One chance. And that again, is that why some parents, because you've just simplified everything,
Yes.
is that why some parents have mistaken this to be a do or die affair? Because you had a very shocking and disturbing experience for this year concerning a parent. So how does parents help, in ensuring that the way you have highlighted this is not something that should make you jump into the arena and cause some emotional, trouble for that child and even for us as a country?
You see, one of the reasons why we are having this problem is that we have not been able to properly define what is good for every child. Everybody believes that his or her child is a brilliant person, is a university material, and so everybody is struggling to go to the university. You have to even persuade people to go to polytechnics, not to talk of people. The truth of the matter is that we are differently abled. And therefore, if we allow these children to demonstrate their capacity, they will know where they fit in, and they will perform better, and they will prosper wherever they go. But you see a situation, so many cases where a child will say, I want to study, say, religion, or I want to study history, or I want to study art, and the father will say, no, you either study law, or you study medicine, or not here. Because they want to use these children to decorate their own CVs. So not because of the children. And all this issue of do or die about examination is because they take the means as the end. Because this child, no matter what you do, if the child is not interested, I know of somebody who spent 8 years at the University of Ilorin studying medicine. He was struck because the father insisted on medicine. When this boy did not, he said he wanted to study mass communication. So after spending all these years, he had to go, he was withdrawn. Then he went to University of Lagos and he made the first class in mass communication, and he's doing well. I think the father will be regretting trying to force him to do medicine. I think the truth of the matter is that we are getting it wrong. You will even see people now, you see what is happening about underage
Let's quickly talk about the future of JAMB, because we don't have time. If we can do this in a minute. The future of JAMB, looking at what you have done so far and clarifying that this is by every means success for us, how can we build on this success?
But as far as I'm concerned, if every Nigerian or most Nigerians would do the right thing, we will build on it. We don't need to cut corners. We just must let these children realize that the best way to go is to go through the right path. And if we do that, all things will be okay. Everybody will be given what is due to him or her. But if because you are a lawyer, you want all your children, whether they like it or not, to be lawyers, or you are predetermined one will be a doctor, one will be an engineer, one will be this and that, and you want to force them in, we will continue to corrupt this system. Thank
you so much, Professor Oloyede. Hopefully we speak to you next year with better, much better results. Thank you so much for joining us.